नमस्कार। आज हम पूजा शाह जी का स्वागत करते हैं हमारे योगा पॉडकास्ट पर। पूजा जी, आपका बहुत स्वागत है।
Namaskar. Firstly, I would like to thank you for inviting me to your show. I'm
हाँ,
so glad to be here.
इट्स लवली टू सी ऑन पॉडकास्ट बिकॉज़ 15 इयर्स की योगा ब्यूटीफुल जर्नी में आपने साउंड हीलिंग, प्रेगनेंसी योगा, किड्स योगा, साथ ही साथ थेरेपिक मेथड्स और जो मेंटल थेरेपी, ब्रेथ वर्क्स पे, मेडिटेशन के फील्ड में वर्क किया है। आज हम उन सब के बारे में आपसे जानेंगे, सीखेंगे और किस तरीके से इनको एक जो ब्यूटीफुल कॉम्बिनेशन आप पेशेंट्स को, पार्टिसिपेंट्स को देते हैं, उसके बारे में आपसे सीखेंगे। तो सबसे पहले तो आपकी शुरुआत कैसे हुई? हाउ यू स्टार्ट योर योगा जर्नी?
For me, my childhood and my teenagers, I've always been fitness, but never thought of yoga. And I started practicing yoga. I felt that amazing changes in my daily life routine, and the changes happening in my body. I felt more calmer. I got that balance of my life, and I got new motives in life. I got new creative ideas. I was never confident. I'm that introvert and not outspoken. So I have changed my thought process, the way my lifestyle and everything changed. So I'm glad I started yoga. So that's how I started practicing yoga, and then I got into teaching because I always wanted very fond of kids, and then I wanted my kids practice yoga because I knew that they needed that more than anything. Of course, fitness is always there, but the strength which comes from yoga, the balance of mind, and that overall well being, which is amazing when it starts with yoga. So I felt like I should teach my kids. And I
Lovely.
started learning yoga, and that's how I started teaching yoga so that my kids perform, because they never used to go to any other places for yoga. At least they used to
Exactly.
find it boring, and they used to feel like, nay, we don't want to go.
Ah.
So, when
So
I
the reason for your yoga person that thanks
exactly.
to your kids, so we can get a puja. That's so good. So Pooja, what challenges do you feel during that journey? Because being a mother, being a joint family, matlab daughter-in-law, you can understand some kind of challenge, or being a lady, I can understand or I can relate. So how do you overcome with that, and how do you manage all these things? Please tell us.
So honestly, my family had always been very supportive. I have a big joint family. We all live, nearby, and then,
Lovely.
yeah, everybody has been very supportive. It's just that I had to decide, okay, I have to do this, and I had great support of my kids also, and my husband, who used to always, try to encourage me to learn this. And then when it came to teaching, I felt the changes in me when I started teaching. I could experience even more changes. The way I practice and the way I teach, it had a lot of differences as well. So I started getting deeper into it. And of course, initially I used to be very conscious about the way I have to talk to kids. How do I have to keep them occupied? And that all it went on with easy flow. It was there, kind of let it go, and then I had taken step by step. I
Lovely.
started playing games with them, I started creating, I started giving them new informations about yoga, and then one thing is I never forced them to do anything. So that's how, yeah. And then I started calling their friends, and then the kids yoga became a bigger place for me to explore myself, and that's how
Lovely.
I got interested
Lovely,
in this
because
journey.
sometimes yoga teachers avoid kids yoga because it's like tiring job. So how do you find this kids yoga and how you manage the kids energy for 1 hour? I think आपने जैसे बताया कि मैं उनको तो 1 घंटा तो कम पड़ जाता है। आई हैव टू टेक देम कि 1:30 मतलब आपको कि हाँ 1 डेढ़ घंटा चाहिए। So how do you manage and how मतलब things grow with kids actually? Tell us, please guide for yoga teachers
So,
actually. Please.
when it comes to kids, they actually
Mhm.
listen. Do when you do. When I'm practicing, they are more challenging. They want to achieve something, and they
Mm.
want to show their fellow friends. So it's a therapy for me. And one kid does this, everybody else wants to do. That's the energy of the group. sessions and the group kids. So that's how it has always been a kind of, encouragement for me to make one kid would do. There's not much efforts. Of course, you have to keep them busy. You have to make them do creative things. You have to make them do what they love. Maybe there is a group of 10 kids, but not everybody would do. Somebody
जी.
wants games, wants meditation, somebody wants to close your, and some kid will never close your eyes. Matlab, there are different kids.
Exactly.
So just to get involved to them, just to get connected to each kid, taking their names, encouraging them to do a task, and giving them the leadership. The white will get the leadership. So that's how it starts, and then that kids open up, and
Wow.
then that kids feel that yes, I'm the best. So
Absolutely.
but every kid gets some task where they have to perform. It's their class. It's just that not me. I have to keep them involved, making them do things. So that's how they are interested. And then, of course, we have different games. We have different breathing patterns. They love that breathing patterns. Maybe even if initially they're not too comfortable to close their eyes. But then, yeah, they get into that pattern of,
Hmm.
expanding the
Hmm.
abdomen, relaxing. And then, we have different methods like, breathing, we have box breathing, and then we have ocean breathing, and then we have this humming bee sound of Brahmari. Love it. They
Wow.
love to do it. They don't even know they are doing breathing, but then they, this is by creating that sound, creating that, shape with the
Wow.
hand. Yeah, and they do have five finger breathings, they go up, out, breathe in, breathe out. So that pattern then, keeps them busy. And once they
Wow.
settle down with their breath, then they start with their have competition, I would not call competition, but then they have this, will eagerness to do any asana, and they are so flexible. Actually, when they breathe in, they relax their body, they can, shape
जी.
their asanas.
Absolutely.
There is
Yeah.
never a correct posture or a wrong posture, even for us adults, even for kids. You have to be
Absolutely correctly.
aligned that, you don't hurt any part of your body there. So there has to be a teacher who has to be, making sure that the kid is not doing anything just like, jumping around and breaking any
Hmm.
bones.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
so that's fun. It's a therapy.
Oh, I think kids are lucky to have the Pooja ji the teacher. It's so good. And what about the pregnancy yoga? How pregnancy yoga work for you? And you are just doing the combination of breathing practices, the stretching, the pelvic strengthening exercises, the garb sanskar, the sound healing. So how can make a good package for yoga teachers? Actually, absolutely. Ki we can make a good package for pregnant ladies. And how you do these things?
Yes.
Please tell us. Huh?
So, when a girl is into her teens, obviously she is not much into yoga, but then, of course, now the social media, there is a lot of information about yoga. So, everybody is aware that, yeah. But then, some point when they get pregnant, they feel that they need movement. They are so smart enough, in their the early 30s, they know what they have to have. They have to have on the mind and the movement of the body, wherein the baby inside, they're so well prepared for the pregnancy. So the right place where they come is yoga. Of course, you have a lot of energy for a pregnant woman. She can move around, she can do 100 tasks even after she's pregnant. They're super capable. But here we have to slow down. I tell my pregnant mothers, whoever is coming to me for their pregnancy, I say go slow. It's okay. I know you can do, but go slow. This is the stage where you have to pamper yourself. Self
Exactly.
love,
Lovely.
because each jerk which reaches directly to the baby inside and, it disturbs. So they know the concept. They are easy with their movement. Yeah, of course, they need to close their eyes and, continue with their breathing practices. Pranayama really helps. Chanting is an amazing process of yoga wherein any pregnant women have to do,
Ji.
because the baby listens, the baby has the feeling. It's just not chanting of any mantra, it's those vibrations
Ji.
which directly
Absolutely.
receives it's received by the baby inside, and that is there throughout the baby's life. That vibration must be there throughout, even after the baby is born, even after the baby is big. you know so those vibrations what we give the baby right now, it's like a overall building up the baby in a strong thing. Sound itself, the sound, the chanting itself is a sound which creates, the baby can obviously feel the sound, listen to the sound, which is there throughout inside the womb. And of course,
Absolutely.
affirmations for the mother, everyday task. I'm prepared for my pregnancy. I am strong. My baby is healthy. These are the positive statements you have to make it every day. And of course, the asanas, which have their own benefits, different benefits. So, adding on to
Absolutely.
more of breath work, there's a lot more of chanting, a lot more of positive statements which we are making into yourself. We talk to ourselves and we receive those positive. The universe is listening to us.
And one more question to ask you, how sound healing work? Matlab, you are also sound healing expert, a certified expert. So how sound healing work? Because sometimes there's a trend. I think these are the trend of sound healing. Ki हाँ, I am doing sound healing. But how can it is part of yoga or it can include मतलब एक तो सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन तो साउंड हीलिंग के बारे में आप बताएंगे और एक और चीज बताइए क्योंकि लोग मेडिटेशन करना चाहते हैं योगा आसना उनको प्राणायाम नहीं करना होता, उनको डायरेक्ट मेडिटेशन में जाना होता है या साउंड हीलिंग में जाना होता है। तो ये 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं, आप आराम से प्लीज़ बताएँ।
Okay, so sound healing is, it's sound is the first thing, which is
जी।
the sound itself says so much. It's vibrating around us throughout. Every time the sound is there, it's just that we are not able to listen to the sound. So it's very important to create that sound which is instantly giving you that relaxation.
हुँ,
Adding on to yoga nidra with sound, it's a deeper relaxation. Of course, after the practice, when you do the sound healing, it's so much easier to get into meditation. It's scientifically, there are so many researches. The frequency, there is vibrations, and there are different instruments for sound. There are a lot of researches which are even for major diseases. There's so many diseases now wherein sound really helps. You know,
एग्ज़ैक्टली।
yeah, people who cannot even do movement. There are a lot of patients or a lot of people suffering with so many other diseases where
हुँ,
they're unable to do physical things. The sound helps there. So
हुँ,
you of course, when you are capable enough, you need to do yoga, and then which creates that thing. But then otherwise, cancer patients, there's so many people who are having major diseases,
हुँ,
and that sound which gives those vibrations to that particular part of the body, overall well-being, it really helps. It's just not human needs sound. There is even cleansing techniques. First you have to ground yourself. There is a sound healing on you. We can even create a sound healing, and we can even cleanse the place, your own house, office, if any workplace. We can even cleanse. It's so important to cleanse the room, the cleanse
जी,
the house.
जी,
That can be done with sound.
लवली,
You create that sound in each corner where there is stagnant energy, where there's blocked energies. Those sound releases those energies. Same thing in our body. So our body is made of water. So when we create that sound, it really helps to, release those energies, which helps in your deeper
लवली।
relaxation.
Exactly, so good. So, and how about these questions ki I don't want to do yoga. I won't do any breathing or any pranayam practice, but I want to do meditation. So please answer them.
It is very difficult to do meditation. The most difficult thing is shavasana. We have always heard. So,
Absolutely.
when your body is into the movement of blood circulation, which reaches up to your brain, to each corner of your body, to each muscle, to each it releases. Your cell gets that, information that, yeah, there is something happening in my body. My cells are getting refreshed, getting cleansed, and there are so much of things happening in the body where the body is liking it. And then when you try to sit into meditation, if you're not practicing yoga, there are a lot of techniques like cyclic meditation. There's a process of stimulation, there's a process of relaxation. So that way you can stimulate your body. It's very important. You just can't, stay lazy enough to say that, yeah, I'll do relaxation. It will not happen. If you stimulate your body, it will relax. If you keep stimulating your body, it's not enough. You need to relax. So yoga plus relaxation with meditation really helps. It's the best combination because both
जी,
are with each other. You cannot do
जी,
just one. You cannot
जी,
keep yourself active. You need
जी,
to relax. So it's
जी,
the same, yeah. And it is if you're practicing, that's the best thing. If you're not able to practice, you have to do breath work. You need to get rooted into the yoga basic ethics. The ground base of yoga is the root. From the root there are branches wherein you can just think. Just try to make your roots strong. That's how you practice, and that's how you release all the other things from your body. So there is so much of your body movement which you need those things that can be fulfilled with yoga. Every asana, each back bend, each forward bend has its own
exactly.
benefits.
Absolutely correct. Because yoga is a meditation, sound healing, or the asana. The holistic approach is more effective and more actually useful for each and every one actually.
Yes.
So one more thing I want to ask you, the EFT. What is this about
So
this?
EFT is a technique. It's a stress relieving technique. It's emotional freedom technique. So we are blocked with so many emotions. We have so many emotions which we don't even recognize. But we know, like for instance, we have a headache. We know there is a headache. In that stage, you cannot do yoga. You will
Hmm.
not be,
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
that physical
Hmm.
energy
The
level. You
concentration, huh?
cannot listen to sound, or you cannot just, close your eyes even. You just need that release of that blocked energy. You need to, release. You need to get free of that energy. So there is a technique called EFT. So we have these points in our body, different points where we, just tap. That's called tapping technique. It's an emotional freedom technique. We need to tap and release. There's a method, there's a process which we can continue for 4 times, and then you can see that instant difference. We have different tapping when we can release. That's emotional freedom technique. It
Lovely.
really helps to release that excessive blocked energies.
Okay, wow. So can you tell us about a first aid? Because sometimes that like एंजाइटी अटैक और बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे बॉदरेशन है, आपको ऐसी ट्रेजेडी हो गई कि जो बंदा है वो बहुत ज्यादा रेस्टलेस हो गया है, सो ऐसा कुछ फर्स्ट एड टेक्निक होगा हम योगा मेडिटेशन ब्रेथ वर्क के थ्रू, तो प्लीज आप सजेस्ट कीजिए.
First thing, when you're getting into too much anxiety, I
हम्म.
think the best therapy, what works for me,
जी.
is stop everything. In case if you have any anxiety or thing, just release it. You need to release it. Like, for instance, if you have a headache, I think you need a break. Your body is saying
हम्म.
you something. Just do
हम्म.
it. Listen to your body. There are
जी.
so many signs what your body is giving. You need to work on your breath, conscious breathing. So every human, we are breathing. We
हम्म.
cannot do without breath. Consciously we are breathing, subconsciously we are breathing.
जी.
So what I feel is throughout the day, every 4 hours, give yourself 3 minutes and take a break. Breathe, conscious breathing. Normal conscious breathing, deep inhalation, complete exhalation. Go with it for every, like, you they tell you when you're sitting in an office, you're sitting there, you need to walk every 1 hour or every 2 hours. It's the
जी.
same. Subconsciously you're breathing, but try to get your breath inward. Try to get your breath consciously with full
Consciously.
awareness. That
Wow.
really helps. Yeah,
Perfect.
so every time you take this break of 3 minutes, close your you are, just breathe, just focus on your breath. The different breaths you can breathe through your you can feel the movement of the abdomen. The rest of the body is still, but you're feeling the movement of your abdomen, or you're feeling the movement of your chest, or you're feeling that cool coming in through your nostril, warm air going out through your nostril. Any one thing, try to focus on that, and then it really helps that way.
one more question actually
Yes.
is there ki yes, how we can give the what is the difference in breath work and the pranayam practice?
Okay, so there are different techniques of breathing. There
Okay.
are so many, more than 1,000 techniques
Ji.
wherein you can breathe different ways.
Ji.
Pranayama is just getting into the body. It feels that it's a process of anulom vilom, or you
Ji.
call it, yes, you call it ujjayi breathing, or you there are process of breathing in and out of breath work. There's a retention also. There is
Okay.
retention when you can hold your breath, observe your energy, and then there are different ways that when you as you breathe in, and then hold your breath and see how that breath works there, and then when you exhale, all know different types of pranayama, but then there are different types of breath works as well. So
Exactly.
you need to have those pattern of breath work. There are so many types of breath works where we can work on, and that gives much deeper, much longer, and you can visualize yourself during that breath work. It's a process wherein you can take your imaginations to whatever you are wanting for, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you are trying to do, work on yourself. Just try to talk to the universe during that process, and the universe is listening to you. And you have this lots of in your life. You can manifest, you can visualize, and you can actually work on your breath with your visualization.
Lovely. Wow. So, is there any breath work for beginners? Can we practice for as a layman? If you can give some homework or some activity to our viewers to give them more relaxation and more present to this podcast, please tell.
I would always tell less is more. Okay,
Hmm.
so any breath work, any practice, any pranayama needs to have some guidance.
Ji.
Even breath work needs to have some guidance. You cannot just
Ji.
do it, yeah, a technique where, okay, I'll just show you the process.
Please.
It's inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Okay, and then you do it for a couple of times, what situation you are in, depending on how it is. And then when you breathe in through your nose, hold your breath. Hold it for 10 counts. Then breathe in through your nose. Hold your breath. That's the kumbhaka retention. And exhale. So this is got the process. So you can do this, and then you can try to relax your mind,
Hmm.
and then do this pattern of
Hmm.
inhalation and exhalations. Inhale through the mouth. This is one of the technique of breath work. Exhale and then hold. Holding retention is very important.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this is one of the
Lovely.
technique. But then of course you should not do too much. Have that time. You should always have that times, as much as how long can you do, how long. Sometimes you're liking it and you can keep doing it. No, you should not. Let it be for
Ji.
yoga, let it be for sound, let it be
Ji.
for any kind of or breath work or breathing techniques. Yeah, so
Absolutely
there is
correct.
always, try to do it as much
हाँ,
as your body says.
योग की लिमिटेशंस बिल्कुल सब जैसे कहते हैं अति सर्वत्र वर्जति कि आपका और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट द लेस इज मोर आप
Yeah.
यू नो योर लिमिट्स सो जस्ट फॉलो योर लिमिट्स एंड
Yes.
जस्ट ट्राई टू हियर योर बॉडी आप अच्छे
Yes.
से अपनी कॉन्शियसनेस को हियर कीजिए दैट इज द ब्यूटीफुल थिंग नाउ दीदी वी हैव टू जस्ट कम टू द कंक्लूजन ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द टाइम लिमिटेशन सो प्लीज कंक्लूड with these beautiful words you have just shared with us earlier please.
Okay, so I feel that every time your body says you something.
Mm.
So when you want to improve your mood, when you feel that when you want to improve your mood, sit and meditate. When you want to clear your mind, when you want to have a clear clarity in the world, you should meditate. You when you want to understand the world, you should try reading books, not digital. And when you want to know, understand your own self, we can write
Lovely.
journaling. That's the best thing which you can do. And then if you want to help people, I think first you start with helping yourself. Very
Wow.
important. Yeah. If you want to learn quickly, you should have fun. You always have to get out of your comfort zone to
Mm,
learn something.
mm,
Initially, it is a little effort. You have to get out of your comfort zone. And then, it's much easier for you to learn and accept new things. Yeah.
exactly.
So,
Wow.
yeah. And one more thing is, Give space to yourself. Release all that which you don't want in your life, so that there is place for the fresh, for the positive energy to come in, for the new informations to come in, new knowledge to
Lovely.
come in. Yeah, that's how I would like to say.
Lovely, lovely. It's good to see you on our podcast and discuss all these breath work, sound healing, pregnancy yoga, kids yoga, and the complete approach of to heal the body, mind, and soul. I'm requesting to our viewers, if you have any questions or any feedback, please the comment box. I'll also include Pooja ji's social media links and contact. So thank you so much, Pooja ji. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you